Ms. Steele.
Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Over the past 2 sessions, I've gotten to know a lot of you, and I've built relationships with you. I like you guys. I respect you guys, all of you. But I got to tell you, this budget is lousy. It's a disappointment. It could do so much more. The Democrats presented a budget that was balanced, conservative, and it still funded education. It still funded childcare. It still funded job creation. It's all about the choices we make. We've made some really lousy choices in this Republican budget. It's not good. It's not good. You can say that it's not perfect, but that's okay. It's a long way from perfect, guys. This is a long way from perfect. I'm particularly disappointed. We have the opportunity to really do an honest approach to child safety, to replace the CPS agency with one that truly meets the needs, that saves children's lives. We have that opportunity, and we're kind of maybe coming up close to maybe somewhat what we might need, and then we're putting lots of words like intend to in our budget. We can't save children's lives on good intentions. We've got to put the money there. We've got to do it. During the recession, cases of child abuse and neglect dropped dramatically in every state, pretty much except for Arizona, where our cases of child abuse and neglect have skyrocketed. Skyrocketed. There is enormous pressure on CPS. There is a backlog of more than 10,000 cases. And no, that does not include the 6,554 cases of uninvestigated child abuse. And we have a new director. I have great faith in him. I think he's going to do wonderful things, but we have to give him the money to make it possible. We've got to be able to do that. We can't just change the names, move the chairs around on the deck, and hope that our ship isn't going to sink again. Response times to CPS are horrid, horrid. CPS response times. I want you to hear this. This is really important. So whatever you're talking about right now, give me a little respect here and hear what I'm saying, because I'm talking about our children. CPS response times have grown from 63 hours to nearly 250 hours in just 4 years. That's 4 years. What are we doing with that? What that means here in Arizona is that you call CPS to report that a child is being raped, beaten, starved to death. It may take 10 days for the CPS to be able to respond, not because they're not trying, not because they don't want to, but because they are overwhelmed with this system that keeps getting worse. Now, you're going to hear from Republican leaders that we are putting money towards CPS. We are putting $20 million towards CPS in this Republican budget. There's also a $35 million placeholder for tax cuts in this budget. $20 million for CPS. And this budget does not include money for preventative services, services like domestic violence and hunger prevention, child care assistance. These are critical things. If we don't start adding in preventative services to child safety, then we're going to continue treating our child abuse and neglect problems at the ER and at the morgue. The Senate president just last week was quoted as saying, government is raw power.
10 seconds, Ms.
It does not show empathy or mercy. Indeed, that's exactly what this Republican budget does. It does not show empathy or mercy. Ultimately, the state budget reflects our values. We fund what we value. This budget does not value our children. With that, I vote no.